Everybody doesn't. If you haven't yet, believe me, eventually you're going to have to. And it sucks. It's dreadful. The nerves, the uncertainty. Did I do it right? Are they going to call me back? Should I call them? Do I need to go in? Did I do something wrong? Did I mess up? Did I present myself well? I am speaking, of course, about the dreaded job hunt. Just the thought of embarking on such an expedition is enough to make the blood of many run cold and the palms of unprepared teenagers perspire in fear. Still, the need for employment is a fact of life, and unless you plan on marrying rich and taking me with you, chances are there is an interview or two in your future as well. Now, it's understandable that you might say, this chick's only 20-30. What on earth could she possibly know about effectively searching for or interviewing for a job? Aside from the fact that I've only ever been turned down from one job in my life, I find that job hunting tends to be far easier than most people make it. And when it comes to the history and support that gave me the ability to make the claim that I just did, my mother alone has interviewed over 1,000 people in the last 10 years, and my husband's mother helps underprivileged families when it comes to finding shelter, clothing, and, you guessed it, employment. So, there are three main things to focus on when searching for a job. Appearance is the first, and arguably the most important. Determination is the second, and a must if you are to survive the wild hunt. And presentation is the third, but certainly not the least important. So what do I mean when I say appearance? Well, that can cover a wide variety of things, but I am going to focus on physical appearance. Bradley Richardson of Monster.com uses the analogy of don't trust a skinny chef when explaining the importance of appearance in job search environments. He tells a story of when he went to a convention with a room full of sales representatives. Half of the room was immaculately dressed, well-tailored, the suits looked really great on them. They were very presentable. The other half of the room, kind of disheveled. They were wearing sweatpants. Some of them had suits that were too tight. The phrasing he used was bulging at the seams. You can guess which side of the room he decided to go with. The same goes for the job hunt. I interviewed Teresa Clark, a manager with 20-plus years of experience under her belt, and asked her a few questions about a person's appearance during the job interview process. She informed me that it was important not only to show up well-dressed for an interview, but to do so when you drop off your resume or application. Now, this doesn't necessarily mean that you have to wear a business suit to put in your black and white out at the retail store in the mall. But you should at least dress in a semi-professional manner that draws the manager's eye view and shows off your personality and style. First impressions are key, and you want to make them as early as possible. If you're lucky, you might even get a small pre-interview at the counter, which could help you give you a leg up over your competition. The same goes for a business encounter. When you take in a resume, dress professionally, but don't be afraid to let your style shine through. That little hint of personality might just be what it takes to get your name on the interview list. Confidence is also key in getting your name on that list, and with confidence comes determination. Job hunting can be frustrating, heart-wrenching, and demoralizing. If you take a look at the comic on the slide by Canary Pete, you might feel that he has hit the nail on the head when it comes to the feeling that many get when it comes to the job search and interview process. However, if you stay positive, plan well, and are determined, then eventually your persistence will pay off, rewarding you with that elusive job. Similar to appearance, and not as separate from determination as you might think, is presentation. The art of selling yourself to your potential employer. You do this from step one, from your resume, when you fluff, when you hand it in, how you follow up to the interview process, and so forth. Peter Voigt, also of Monster.com, writes, there are 6 questions that potential employers need to know, and it is up to you to present the answer that they are looking for. Do you have the skills to do the job? Do you fit in? Do you understand the company and its purpose? How do you stack up against the competition? Do you have the right mindset for the job in the company? And most importantly, do you want the job? When my interview with Teresa, she explained to me that while skills are important, how you fit in and how you stack up against the competition often overlook your skills because those are things that can be trained. She also explains that understanding the company can give you a little edge. Going in with a little bit of knowledge of the place that you're interviewing for tells the person interviewing you that you really are interested. You really want your position. The right mindset and job for the company, those are things that you can show in little ways. Showing up early, looking good, those things. And then, of course, most important, do you want the job? Because if you don't want it, why are you there? And of course, sometimes there's the job that you truly want and you don't get. However, as long as you pay attention to the appearance that you put forth to a potential employer, stay determined no matter what, and really learn to sell your best assets, eventually you will get the job. And that one job that I thought slipped through my fingers, well, 2 weeks later, I had an interview with a different family. I met with the mother of an adorable 3-month-old little boy. She interviewed me in the middle of Starbucks. She was 15 minutes late. I was an hour early. Oops. Anyway, I got a call back from that interview, and during the follow-up, they offered me the part-time job that I have now, nannying for an intelligent little boy who daily finds new ways to surprise me. And you know what? When I look at the family that I didn't get the job for, and the family that I'm with now, I am glad they turned me down. And in the future, when I leave the family I'm with now and start searching for a job at an elementary school, sure, there's going to be some nerves and uncertainty, but because I know I've got the tools I need, I'm not going to suck at getting a job.
Now that you're a nanny,